Hello again and welcome back to yet another TryHard Diablo 3 budget guide. So we'll be going over the Demon Hunter. We'll be using a 3 million budget and we'll try to get the most we can out of that. This guide will primarily just go over which stats you want to search for on each piece of gear and how to get the most out of your money. Now I just want to say before we get started, Demon Hunters aren't the most gear dependent out of all the classes, so you could probably do the highest monster power with the least amount of gold. That's my guess. I'm going to guess we could probably farm some monster power 4 with 3 million. Now when I say farm, it won't be as efficient as, you know, monster power 2 or whatever, but we'll probably be able to kill most of the elite packs in that, so we'll try to aim for that, but we'll try to farm monster power 2 with this set of gear. I don't think we'll have too many problems with that. So let's get started with, we'll go straight into the gear and we'll get chest armor first. And one quick thing, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, guys, just for updates on guides and things. Don't forget to subscribe as well. But yeah, let's get started with the chest armor. Always start with chest armor first. Don't know why. I think it's just a favorite piece of gear to get out of the way. Now let's put a 200k buyout for everything. And so we have, let me just write down how much gold we have to start. I should have got rid of it again, but we have pretty much 11 million. We'll put 109. Okay, there we go. So, actually, yeah, okay, there we go. Alright, so let's get started. So we're gonna want dexterity as our main stat, and then we're gonna want some all resist on that, hopefully some sockets and some vitality. Reason being is you do want to maintain a decent amount of vitality, because even with Shadow Power Gloom, which is the spec we're playing with, you still need to take a few hits and you do need some vitality even though the damage is reduced. So we're gonna search up dexterity as a prime stat. Let's have a look what we can find. So we got 150 dex. Oh, look at that. That's nice. Okay, so it's got 150 dex plus open socket, all resist, regens a bit of life, 145 vitality, and yeah, well, it has a 1 socket in there. So let's lower the dex, see if we can find 2 sockets. There we go. Okay, so that's going to give us a bit more dexterity. Now it just depends on how much vitality we get out of this now, because that one had quite a bit of vite. So 100. No, see, we're not going to get nowhere. We're not going to get anywhere close to the same vitality we had on that, which is kind of a shame, really. So personally, ooh, see, that one's got physical resist, which is nice. Personally, I think we should go for the one with really high vitality on it. So let's put in 150 again there, and that should bring it up. Yeah, so we'll go for that. Generally, you want to aim for as much vitality as you can on the chest piece. You do need that base life to survive off of. So that one's pretty decent. Not the best, but, you know, it'll do the trick. So it's 100k. Now let's move on to legs. Now, with legs, I'm just going to quickly see if we can find any really cheap Inna's legs. Reason being is the Inna set is really good. So let's have a look. There are a few set pieces you can get. I think it was Inna's Temperance was legs. Yeah, they are. Okay. I doubt we're going to find any for 200k, but you never know. Let's see what the cheapest piece was. Yeah, okay. So sometimes people put up things up for stupid prices, and I've seen Inna's up for like 500k before, so it's worth a shot. You can get some pretty good legendaries, which I'll show you later, for your character for really cheap. Like you can get the really good bow. You can get that Manticore for like 500k, and a really good one at that. So let's quickly just put that dexterity. So we're going to want the same. We're going to want a bit of all resist on our legs again. You do want about 400 all resist for monster power 2, or well, monster power 2 to 4 roughly. Alright, so let's have a look and see if we can get some sockets on there as well. So 2 sockets, 100 dex. Let's see what we can find. So dexterity 150 plus 2 sockets. Ooh, that's nice. So can we get a bit more vitality for that? So that one is 150. So we lose 40 for a bit more vitality. I don't think that's worth it. We'll search 40 vitality. Again, not worth it. So let's get the highest dexterity we can, while maintaining the highest stats we can. So that's looking pretty good. Yeah, I like that a lot. And then quickly check the 1 hour 10 auction. See what that's like. That's another thing, guys. Okay, so if you're searching from like dexterity top to bottom or whatever, or like whatever you're searching, always check the 1 day like 12-hour auctions, because someone might have put something up for like a really good item for some stupid price. It's always worth a little look. So that's perfect. Legs are sorted. Let's move on to go on to shoulders next. See what we can find there. So we want a bit. Yeah, okay, that's really high dexterity. That's good. That's what we want. And then let's see if we can get a bit more vitality on there. So let's put in 80 vite. So 130 plus 80 vite. All resist is a bit low on that. That's a bit better. We lose 5 dex off the top one, but it's got more vite, or it's got the same vite, but it's got more all resist, which is nice. And then if you want to go even further, that one has even more vitality by 40. I think if we go for that one, we'll lose a bit more dexterity, but overall our vitality will be fine with those 3 items pretty much. We can go for a bit more vite, but I think we'll be okay. So on shoulders, you want your dexterity, all resist, and vitality. Those are your 3 main stats. When you can get a Vile Ward, go for it. Vile Ward has the most dexterity you can get on an item pretty much, and then it maintains your all resist and things like that. But for now, obviously, we can't afford that, so we'll just stick with that. Okay, so we'll move on to let's go on to a Helm. We're going to Helm. Where's Helm? There we go. Okay, so we can pretty much ditch the vitality here. We're not going to go for an extra socket. Now, I've said in my previous guides, if you add a socket on, the cost of the kind of the item skyrockets like times like 5. So if you don't really care about your Paragon levels to start with, and you just want to get the cheap set of gear, go for no socket in it. But if you do care about your EXP, go for a socket. But for now, we're not going to. So I'm going to search out by dexterity, and I want to search for 5% crit. So we lose 40 dexterity for 1% crit, and we lose how much? Let's have a look. I'm gonna go with that. That's gonna be a bit more. That's gonna be a bit better for us. Got perfect. That's what you want on a Helm. You can get vitality on there, obviously, in a socket, but we want dexterity, all resist, and critical hit chance. That's perfect. That's absolutely what we want. See, like that. Ooh, that's actually good. We only lose 10. Ooh, I'm gonna go for that. Give us a bit more vitality on there. We lose a bit of dexterity, we lose a bit of all resist, but we gain it back in armor, and then we get the critical hit chance as well. So that's what we're going for. Just because that's the vitality, I want to maintain our vitality to a good amount. I don't want to completely ignore it. Now for gloves, let's see if we can get away with some attack speed on there. I doubt we're going to. We don't need all resist anymore. Our all resist should be okay. So we're gonna search, yeah, that, and then I highly doubt that's ever gonna happen. No. Okay. It's worth a shot though. You never know. People put stuff up for stupid prices. So we've only spent 600k so far. We're doing pretty good. So let's go for about 8% crit. See how much dexterity we lose. Lose 40 dex for an extra couple percent crit. Ooh, that's good. 1%. Oh, it's only 0.5% crit. Oh, it's a 1% crit for. Okay, so we'll go for that. That's looking pretty good. How much? Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, okay, we'll go for that. So you want to go for a high critical hit chance, high as you can get, attack speed, and dexterity. Now, crit chance is really important because if you're using the talent where you get kind of your resources back based on critical hit chance, high crit chance is good because then you can just kind of stand still, just spamming gloom over and over. So there we go. We got went for attack speed, dexterity, and critical hit chance. We ignored vitality and all resist because I think we'll be okay on those stats regardless. So we'll just completely ignore those for now. We'll see what happens. Okay, and then we'll go on to bracers. Again, you want crit chance. We're never going to get 8%, obviously. Let's search for 4%, roughly. See, now, okay, these bracers, I'm actually using these on my main right now. Reason being is the dexterity is really high on them. Like, you can get, let's have a look, 209 dex, vitality, all resist, and critical hit chance. So you can get, oh, that's Promise of Glory. Same kind of idea, though. You get really, really high dex, so those aren't the ones. It's Promise of Glory. But yeah, let's have a look. So we got 187 there. Ooh, we got 182. Got a bit of vite on that. So let's try to get some all resist on there just to see if we can see how much it lowers it by. That doesn't lower it by that much, but we're not getting that much all resist. So let's have a look here. You know what? We're just going to go all out DPS on these. Yeah, let's go all out DPS on these. Normally I'd recommend getting a bit of all resist, but I think we'll be okay without it in this case. So that has 5% crit for a loss of 5 dex. So yeah, we're going to go for that one. Reason being it has 5 less dexterity, but it has 1 more critical hit chance, which gives us more DPS than that dexterity. And it has some armor on there and some other crap. So yeah, let's go for that. And it's a lot cheaper. So who cares? Let's get that. And then we got rings. You know what? No, we're going to get boots, so don't forget them, because I forgot them in every single guide. Alright, so on boots, we're going to want movement speed. Movement speed is extremely important for kiting. Never ignore movement speed on your boots, unless you already have movement speed. And then we're going to try to get some all resist on there as well. So we just dipped 30 dex for a bit of all resist. That's good. So you can get even a bit more vitality. So we have 227 dex. We dipped another 40 for some vitality, but the vitality isn't that high. So it's, I don't think it's really going to be... Oh, that's good. Okay. All resist is really low, though. Look at that. Okay. See, now we're getting to the point where we're losing so much dexterity for that vitality that it's not really worth it. But I'm going to say those are perfect. So yeah, okay. So normally I'd say get a bit of vitality on there as well, but we can't in this case. So let's just compare these two really quickly. Yeah, okay. So that's what we're going for. It has movement speed, really high all resist, good dexterity, really good dexterity. I'm surprised. Oh, they were 1 hour 11, so we probably got a pretty good deal on those. They should have been worth a bit more, but we got them. Alright, so ring, we're going to go for average damage, we're going to go for critical hit chance, and we're going to try for attack speed. Chances of us getting all three of these for this money isn't the highest, so let's have a look. Yeah, okay. So how much have we spent in our budget? We've spent 1 million, so we have 3 million left. Let's just put that down. Alright, so we can hire the value on that, 400k. Alright, so there we go. We got some results here. Now, the reason I hired that is because obviously we've undercut our budget by, you know, a good amount on lots of these. So let's have a look. All right, so we got minimum damage, attack speed. All right, so we want as high dexterity on there as we can. The average damage is looking roughly like 15 on all of these. So that one's pretty high actually. That's pretty good. All right. So we're going to go for that one because it has most dexterity. The average damage is good. It's got a good critical hit chance and it's got attack speed. You don't have to get attack speed. You can swap it for critical hit damage. The reason I get attack speed is it's much better for kiting. The faster your cast animation, the better you are kind of in mobility and like stutter stepping and things like that. So I always go for attack speed personally. Always. That's just what I do. Now we're going to actually just save on our budget here a bit more and we're going to go for one of these, I think. And we could get a bit more DPS out of that, but I don't really want to spend 200k over our budget on a ring because I want to spend a bit more on the bow, and I'll show you why. So we're gonna go for that one. It's got a bit of vitality on there as well, low crit, but whatever. We'll get that. DPS will be fine on that. It's low. It doesn't cost much. It's got the stats we want. Okay, and then amulet. You can do this the exact same stat search on your amulet. It's completely up to you. That's actually good. 348k. Let's have a look. Ooh, that's got way higher crit though. 2% higher crit. It's got way less average damage as well though. So we'll go for that. 348k. Looking good. And then all of a sudden we have 1 million to spend. So let's get all that stuff out. And we will we'll do it. We'll put these on now. Sent to stash. Alright, so how much did we start with? We started with 1,900,000. Okay, oh, we need a belt as well. All resist 300, that's where we want it. HP 21k, so it's a bit lower than we would have liked, but we'll make that up on the belt right now. Okay, so we'll get this belt and we'll try to get the most out of it because we have our budget left is 1.2 million. So spend a bit more on the rings than we should have, but we'll see if we can save some on here. I just want vitality and dexterity on the belt, so let's put 200k. See what we can find. I kind of want vitality to be our top stat here, so 180. 180, 68. Let's search 100, 150. There we go. Okay. So search there. Okay. So that's what we're getting. Pretty much. I can tell already. Yeah. Okay. So belt, normally you want to go for as high dexterity as you can. Maintain some vitality and some all resist on there. Now the reason we're getting more vitality than dexterity is because we actually have less vitality than I thought we would. So we're gonna get that 25k. So we got plenty to spend on our last two items. We have exactly pretty much 1.2k to spend now. So we're gonna actually search for a Manticore. Awesome bow. Everyone should be using it. It's I'll show you why. So we have 1.2k, so let's put in 500k for that. And then we'll go 500k for a quiver as well. So let's search for dexterity, and then has sockets, and we'll try for 2. I highly doubt it. No. And then let's quickly do this. No, always do this. Check what's on for bid, because you could find something really good. Check the time left on there, but we haven't today, so I doubt, you know. No, that's fine. I saw one earlier up for 750k, and it was awesome. It was like a really, really good one. So, okay, so we'll search for one socket, and we'll go 500k again. Actually, we'll try 750 just to see if we can be a bit cheeky here. And we'll search for 2 sockets. No. Okay. So, we'll search it based on DPS. So, we have a 1000 DPS bow with 2 sockets with no dexterity. So, now let's swatch swip? Let's swap that. I don't know what swip means for dexterity. Now, we can get dexterity on there. So we can get 300 dexterity on a bow like that, 70 less DPS, so we'll lose 1 socket for 300 dext. Now, this is where it gets a bit tricky. Let's have a look. That one we can gain 200... Ooh, okay, there we go. Okay, so on that, we're gaining 266 dexterity instead of 1 socket. Now, will that 1 socket give us more DPS than that dexterity is the question. I have a feeling the socket will give us more. Reason being is our crit chance is nice and high. Let's have a look. Crit chance is okay. So we're gonna go for the one with 2 sockets. We'll try that out. Actually, you know what? It won't be, because we're not going to afford the gems to make those sockets better. 80% plus gems would made that better, I'm pretty sure. So we'll go for high DPS, high dexterity. We'll try to get the one with really high dext. We'll not ignore the crit damage as well. So how much is that one? It was 750k. Do we want to spend that is the question. We'll go for that one. 600k, it's got really high crit damage, it's got good DPS, and it's got high dexterity. 600k, that's a good bow for 600k. And then our quiver will be Deadman's Legacy. Obviously, no sockets on that. That doesn't actually matter. Now, Deadman's Legacy, it doesn't really matter what we get here, as long as we go for a good attack speed and good dex. So let's search for 18%. I doubt we're going to find that. No, we're going to go back to 500k. Because we have 500k left in our budget. Ooh. So actually, we're going to want to go for... Do we have 500k left, or do we have... I don't know. I think we do. I didn't really keep track of it at the start. Let's see what we can find in terms of attack speed. Okay, 15% attack speed. Dexterity's good. Good vitality. Okay. So, this is a really good quiver. Normally, I'd recommend getting... If you can you actually get that on these quivers? I think you can. Extra discipline, max discipline. Let's have a look. Yeah, normally I'd recommend getting max discipline, but in our budget, we're not really gonna be able to afford it. Max discipline is a really, really good stat in terms of survival and things like that. So yeah. So let's have a look. Got lower attack speed. We'll search by attack speed. So it's got a bit less dex, but look at that vitality. I mean, you can't really go wrong. So that one's got 1 less, but it's got 20 more dexterity. Got a bit more vitality. And then, do we have one with elemental arrow damage? Let's have a look. Because that's going to be your main attack, elemental arrow. So it's got way less attack speed. No, it's crap. Way less attack speed, but at the same time, the elemental damage arrow is good. But who cares? Let's not worry about that. Okay, so we found our one. Now that's a really good quiver, like I said. You really got to kind of look around to find the one you want, though, because there's so many different variations based on discipline and then the attack you want. Like if you look at my main one, it has really high attack speed, but then it has elemental arrow damage, and that's what I wanted. I wanted that elemental arrow damage because I love that attack. It's my favorite attack. So we'll go for so one of Bala Shot. Yeah, well, we're gonna be using Bala Shot in the build, so we'll go for that one. It's got dexterity, vitality, attack speed, critical hit chance. It always has critical hit chance on it, and then Bala Shot damage, and then a socket in there as well. 500k. Okay, so we hit our budget. We don't have gems. We're just gonna get some really like shitty. We still have 700k to spend, or 70k, so we'll get some like really shitty gems here. Now we should have put a bit more budget into the gems, obviously, but that's okay. We'll survive. I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world. We have 70k to spend. Can we get like one of those maybe? Or can we just get like buttloads of those? Because how many do we need? We need 4. We need 5, 6. Do we get the Manticore with 1 socket? Yeah. Okay, we got 7 gems to buy, so let's see if we can get 7. And then that one was like way more expensive, right? Yeah. Okay. So we'll get 5 of those. We get 60k left. And maybe we can get 2 of these. We can get 1 of those. Yeah. And then we can get 1 more of those. Alright. There we go. Shitty gems. Now, obviously, the reason we want better gems in the bow is because the crit damage goes up 10% per gem. So, I mean, like, if we could have afforded maybe like a star emerald, well, no, we wouldn't be able to got that in this budget. Maybe like a radiance. Yeah, see, we could have got that potentially, and that's a lot more crit damage than we got in our gem. But whatever. Well, we'll be okay. I mean, worse things have happened, right? All right, so I have a feeling we're gonna be pretty good DPS here. Let's have a look though. Oh yeah, that's good. That's sweet. It's really good DPS. Not amazing. Oh, we went over by 2 gems. I miscounted. That's okay though. All right, so let's have a look at our stats. We have about 300 all resist, which is nice. We're sitting on 32k health, 33k health. Sorry, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. That's as much health as you need. And the build we're going to be playing with is kind of just the build I normally play with. We'll keep Ball of Shot in. I like Ball of Shot. That's the build we're going to be playing with. It's in my Demon Hunter guide, which will be at the end of the video. You can link it to, and I'll change the Ferret Companion out for the Bat Companion. Alright guys, so let's see what this build can do. Hopefully this can do quite a bit. Alright guys, so there you have it. You know, farmable Monster Power 4, not too bad. I'd recommend Monster Power 2 with this set, if not Paragon leveling at Monster Power 0, which is what I've been doing. Reason I'm saying don't farm Monster Power 4 with a set like this is because it isn't efficient. As you can see, it takes a while to kill mobs. Risk of dying is there, which cuts your kind of efficiency back a lot. Overall, I just recommend just Monster Power 2, Monster Power 0, up to you. But yeah, so let's talk about some future guides that are coming out. Now I have a cool idea that I've been wanting to do for a while. Since the patch hit with all of the legendaries that came out, there's so many legendaries to use, absolutely tons. And I kind of want to make a class guide for each one on which legendaries you can use, which ones you should use, and I want to do some price ranges as well. I want to show you what you can get for like a small amount, a medium amount, and a large amount of gold on the auction house, and which ones to avoid getting, which ones to get. So like for example, let me see if I can find a good example. Like Natalia's boots, like how there's a medium range at 100 dexterity, a small range 100 dexterity, medium range 200 dexterity, and then a high range which is 270 dexterity. I don't want to go over kind of which one you should go for with your budgets and things like that. So I will be discussing kind of legendary guides. That's what I'm getting at really. So that'll be coming out in a couple weeks once all the 1.0.5 guides are done. So that's something to look forward to. Other than that, I have the Wizard guide coming out next Tuesday, and then the Wizard budget guide coming out next Thursday, Friday, whenever I get to it. I'm pretty busy lately. So, but yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to follow me on Twitter, and my Twitch TV will be starting up today again, and I'll be streaming a bit more than I have been in the past couple months. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. I will see you later. Bye bye.